okay, I need your guys' help to hold me accountable, hold me to my word, because this is gonna be the hardest thing I've done in my entire fitness career. It's breaking up with protein bars. I am going to focus on having more, obviously, whole foods, homemade foods, and even check out some homemade protein bars, see if there's anything that I like, to get away from all the artificial flavoring and chemicals. Because if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. And that's what I'm finding with protein bars now that more and more research seems to come out. It's like every 5 to 10 years, scientists come out about some artificial sweetener being bad for us. Like I remember the first time this happened, it was with Splenda. You remember that? I think I was in college when the whole Splenda thing happened, because that was around the time I was doing my first figure or bodybuilding prep, and I was definitely using a lot of Splenda. So, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. I'm done. Look at this. So whole thing of cauliflower, frozen cauliflower, box of Barabels. I would be lying. Look how, like, as far as amount. I eat almost this entire bag in a sitting. And I'd be lying if I told you that I have never eaten 2 to 3 protein bars in one sitting. This girl's lying. She's definitely eaten a whole box of protein bars in one sitting, which kind of goes into why I'm like, I have to be done. Hey, don't take it. Captain, come back. Give it to me. My dog just took this. Now I'm gonna have to like wash my hands. But okay, you saw the comparison in size. It just makes you think about how much more filling it would be to eat protein and veggies, like this entire frozen bag of cauliflower, and how we're trying to, I guess, substitute our meals with a protein bar on the go when it's really not the same. Why are we thinking that we can do that? So first I'm going to do some Red Hot. Again, just go on vibes. Actually, I think I finished this. I think this is enough because I don't want it too spicy. And plus, that's what the ketchup is for. I use the ketchup to make it not as spicy. I like spice, but sometimes when I'm really hungry, I don't want it to be crazy spicy. So I do just a little bit. Ingredients are mediocre in Red Hot, but Red Hot is good. You gotta make your compromises some way. I mean, as far as calories goes, it's great. Like 5 calories per tablespoon. It's not pretty, but this is all frozen, by the way. And I just put the lid on this bowl. Perfect. So it's pretty well covered. It doesn't look like it's sopping wet in sauce, which is actually good because you want this to be crispy still. Well, at least I like it to be crispy. If you want more sauce, you can always cook it in the air fryer and then just put more sauce on it after, or just use it as dipping sauce. So just think about it, like eating this entire bowl compared to a protein bar, like way more filling. And can we also talk about all the chemicals? Like what chemicals are in this? Maybe a little bit in the Red Hot sauce, but it's minimal compared to the amount that's in a protein bar. There's a new YouTube video, well, I guess it's not new. I think it's been out for 2 months, of this, I think his name's Dr. Berg. And he actually does a breakdown of the ingredients. I think the title, I'll put a link or something in here, but the title of it is saying that protein bars are worse than candy. And he breaks down how there's actually so many carbs. And I think what just really got me with the protein bar thing that he dissected essentially is how we are essentially human guinea pigs. I mean, let that sit in a bit. They are just now coming out with all this research about erythritol and how it can create cardiovascular problems like having heart attacks. So the fact that they've just been putting these artificial sweeteners in our foods without doing long-term testing just because, well, it doesn't kill you in the next 3 months, you'll be fine. It's quite alarming, and I know there's a lot of conversations about the FDA, and I really don't want to get into that, but I appreciate things that have been well researched, like creatine. I just posted a creatine video. All right, so I'm gonna do the air fryer. My air fryer has settings, so I'm gonna just click on the frozen button, and we're just gonna cook it. Hopefully it's not gonna be too loud, and I can prep up everything else. And so for those who don't have a frozen setting on your air fryer, it looks like it's putting it on 350 Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. I like mine crispy, so I'm gonna bump it up. I think I usually do 400. That's my favorite number on mine. But again, every air fryer is different and your preference for it. So just adjust it while you try this out. But yeah, I pretty much just made this up and I absolutely love it. That kind of crosses off another one of my many reasons, which is the lack of nutritional value outside of the protein, the obvious one. But I think the biggest one that gets me is how addicting it is. Does anyone else feel that way too? Like one protein bar never feels like enough. At first it's satisfying, but the more frequently you have them, the more you just crave them. And I remember there being a time when I didn't even want a regular dessert on a cheat or refuel day. I wanted a legendary cinnamon bun. That's actually the brand, if you haven't heard of them. The legendary brand. And they have these cinnamon rolls. And you can put them in the microwave for a couple of seconds. And I mean, it's good. I'm not gonna lie, it's delicious, but I was craving them. And then I was having 2 in a sitting. And then I realized I need to stop. This is too much. So I already have a half container of tofu that I'm gonna use. Have you heard about people saying how the ingredients can actually create weight gain? I haven't really found that to be true, at least not for myself. I don't think I do, but I wonder if that kind of contributes to the whole being addicted to it, because I think what the article said that it makes you crave more sweets. I can't remember if it was you crave more sweets or more of the artificial sugar. And I'll also put the article down in the description as well for you to check out and read it for yourself. But I'm just curious if any of you find that to be true. So what I'm doing right now with the tofu is I'm just using salt, pepper, which I'll go ahead and do the pepper while I'm talking about it. I usually add some garlic, but I haven't added garlic for like a month. I love putting garlic on everything. So I would do that. And then I like to add some nutritional yeast. Sometimes I put it on after I cook it, just with salt and pepper. I'm gonna add just a little bit because it gives it a little bit crispiness in the air fryer. And I'm used, this little spoon did not come with my bag of nutritional yeast. If you don't know, nutritional yeast, it has that cheesy flavor and it has a ton of B12 in it. So much so that it'll change the color of your pee. I hope that's not inappropriate, but I learned that the hard way. I was like eating so much nutritional yeast. Okay, maybe I'll cut this out. Maybe I'll cut that out. Maybe that's inappropriate while I'm cooking. All right, so cauliflower. Oh, I forgot to shake the cauliflower. Well, don't make my mistake. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Let's see if I can get this on camera. Isn't it beautiful? It looks so good. So I like it to be brown on the outside. It's not really brown. So we're gonna keep trekking. So tofu is essentially ready. So I'll put this aside and start chopping the bell peppers. What I have noticed that's negatively impacted me immediately, not like a long-term effect that I've noticed, is I get really bloated and it messes with my GI. And I think it's already been proven that it messes with your gut health. I believe there's an article somewhere, hopefully I can find it, about how the artificial sugars and protein powders kill off the healthy bacteria, or healthy bacteria in our gut. And I know many not many, but I have a mentor who's always talking about taking supplements like, is it glutamate? Glutamine? Glycine? The whole G's of the amino acids, and also probiotics, which I am now a full believer in. Now that I have a really good brand of probiotics, I totally get it. I understand now. So if you do keep on having your delicious protein bars while I try to forget that I ever had them, should definitely be using your probiotics and glutamates and glycine and all the things. I usually like them big like this because they'll curl up in the air fryer and it's just like crunch, 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 crunch. It's just really good. So ignore my multi sizes. I feel like the biggest sign I needed to stop eating protein bars, which to be fair, I kept being on and off again with them, knowing the GI stuff, it was happening. So it makes me bloated immediately. And then it's almost like 12 hours later, and for the next few days, I am just like, I'm a little gassy. And there's plenty of, what do people call them? Air biscuits? Toots. And I was newly dating someone and I had to intentionally be like, Kristen, do not have any protein powders or protein bars with artificial sweeteners because you don't want to accidentally have an air biscuit on the date. Like, it was like, no, how embarrassing would that be? And it's happened. I think it's happened to all of us, but still, if you can prevent it and you want to prevent it, why are you eating it in the first place if you don't like what it does to your body? It's not like beans where you actually have a benefit from the fiber. All the fiber in these bars are artificial. Artificial. What are we doing? What are we doing? But it's so good. Birthday cake. It's so delicious. To be fair, I think I was more of a, not the salted peanut. It wasn't the, was it salted caramel? I don't remember which one I liked. But anyways, cauliflower supposedly done. Yes, nice. It looks good. I don't know if you can tell, it has a bit of brown on the edges. Now I'm gonna put the tofu and green pepper in here. I'm gonna put some liner in. Grab one of these bibis. Isn't that cool? Just put on the inside and try not to burn myself. All right. Sorry, I'm doing this far away because my kitchen is little. So I'm just gonna put the tofu in with the bell peppers. Sometimes I put it together, sometimes I don't. And it's just kind of experimenting with what you like, the textures. For the green peppers, it's all about the texture I just like about it. Oh, I didn't put salt and pepper on it. I'll put it on it later. But yes, once again, 420 and 12 minutes. Cool, so now it's just a cleanup. And the last thing that I've been wanting to tell you, I don't even like these protein bars. Yes, I literally just said this is delicious, but have you noticed when you take a break from protein bars, or even people who've never had them before, they think it tastes weird and gross. But because we keep eating them, our taste buds get acclimated to the texture and how sweet that erythritol is, and we end up loving it. I will say the texture of Berry Bells is fantastic, but as far as the taste and everything, I really don't like it. I remember I took about a 6-month break and I went back to a Berry Bells and I was like, why did I do that to myself? Same with the Lenny Larry's cookies, the protein cookies. And then I always feel bad, but our body just gets used to it. So I'm done and you can hold me accountable. Please hold me accountable. Like I said, I've been eating protein bars since I was 19, 20 years old. So, oh my God, over a decade. How awful it is to say that. But I am going to start cleaning up and then we will outro with showing you my prepped food. Oh, look at that, nice and crispy. So I'm super excited about these. I got this for $2.50. It has a lid too. I don't have it with me right now. But Target had a sale for $2.50 for a lot of their food storage stuff, which was awesome. By the way, if you made it to the end of this video, give me an emoji. Put a flower emoji so I know that that you're awesome. And ooh, one of these. I just like to see who has gotten this far. And I am a person who doesn't care if stuff's mixed together, so I probably should have put this on the top, but that's okay. I will try to separate a little bit. I do like the cauliflower mixing up with the tofu. This is gonna look like the ugliest thing ever, but I promise it's so good. And all the tofu's at the bottom. I'll get better at doing these videos. This is my first time cooking and talking. But this is it. I don't know if you can see the tofu and the green beans. I really like it. This is my favorite. So I'm saving this for either post-workout or before I go out for the evening with my friend. So, and you may have noticed there's no carbs in this. I like to keep carbs at a minimum in the evening. It all depends on what's going on. So like if I'm working out in the evenings, I'll still throw a gold potato or something in here. It just all depends. So I just think it's easier to prep meals without carbs or fats, and then you can add it in later on. Like if I wanted to add a fat in, I would do like an avocado cup. But I am rambling a bit. This is what I'm doing instead of a protein bar. And it's so much bigger and so much more nutritious, and it's not addicting. I can actually say no to it and tell when I'm actually hungry and not binge on it. Ugh, I kind of want it now. We'll see what I do, because I got to go to the gym. But yeah, I'm curious how you feel about protein bars. If you found like a natural protein bar without the chemicals, please leave a comment below and educate me. I'd love to find out. The closest thing I have found has been the Perfect Bar. And sometimes my body won't let me eat egg whites. I don't know. I think it's just because it's allergy season, so my body's hypersensitive. So there's that. But I do want to try out some protein bar recipes. So those two things. If you know of something good, let me know. I want to check it out. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.